it's interesting to know how Black mental health is different to Brooklyn to London. Why do you think this type of organisation, making time for Black mental health events, would be needed for Brooklyn?
Well, I mean, there are many obvious reasons, and I think post-slavery is global.
Yes.
The effects of lack and social differences in communities makes it abundantly clear why it's necessary. People lack education.
Yes.
If you don't have the proper education, not meaning magna cum laude or summa cum laude,
Yeah.
it means to know who you are, where you come from,
Yes.
and what has been done to you, and the effects of what has been done to you on a generational level.
Yes.
That scope is not really if it's not understood, you don't know what questions to ask.
Yes.
You don't know what to expect.
Yes.
And so you don't know the trauma that's really connected to it, to the degree that you think that you're functioning.
Yeah.
And you think that you're functioning at a high level because you went to college or you have a great job, or you have material things, which is no litmus test or benchmark to determine who you are and where you are psychologically and mentally.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So in the UK, which I'm passionate about, say from a government medical perspective, we call that like health inequalities.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the community that feel it the most are Black marginalised communities, because they don't have equal access to health care.
Yes.
For very much reasons, as you said, location, education. And what's common in the UK, which I'll ask if it's common here, is that when people fall ill, say in Brooklyn and in London, they haven't got the education. Well, where do I go? How do I tell the GP? So then they don't go and their symptoms get worse.
Right. And most people are afraid of the doctor. I mean,
here in the USA as well.
Of course, the people are afraid of the doctor. It's like going to the dentist or going to any general practitioner. You think to yourself, you're looking forward to hearing bad news. So people, and I know that's a common.
So they're scared to go, and they won't go.
They're scared to go. They won't go. They don't understand what questions to ask.
Oh, right. That's the knowledge part you were talking about as well.
And also what to be expected in a general physical. What type of blood tests are you supposed to get? And then at the conclusion of the physical or during the physical, what questions should you ask your general practitioner? What should I eat? What should I not eat?
Right.
What is the effect of a lack of vitamin D, magnesium? What is LDL? What is HDL? And so when someone shows you a number without giving you the historical and the medical content and why it affects the mind, why everything that you eat affects how you think and how you perform.
So you really touched on something there that's so important, because for making time for Black mental health events, what we do advocate is trying to get prevention early. So even if it's mild depression, know what mild depression looks like. But what you said is so important, and sometimes the anxiety of going to the doctor, not knowing what to ask, will demotivate you and you won't go. What you've just said, it sounds like a long list that really can scare people, and they'll end up, well, I won't bother because it's scary. It's a lot.
Right, and of course, I mean, it's generational. So if you come from a family who didn't look at these things through the prism of it being important, and mental health is accepted as something that's not important.
Yes. Why do you think that is? It's seen as below the below.
Well, because if you have a cut, you go and you put a Band-Aid.
Right.
But it's not something that shows outwardly.
It's invisible.
It's invisible to a degree, and actually it's not invisible because it shows in your behavior.
Yes.
It shows in your spiritual aptitude.
Yes.
And it shows in how you treat yourself and others around you. So I'm gonna give you an example. If a mother is raising, I come from a single parent home, raised here in Brooklyn. My mother's from the Caribbean, my father's from the South. Okay. But very strict, but they're from two different parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? My father's born here, my mother's born someplace else. But they exercise certain liberties the same, but then there was a divide in some types of ways. But my mother had to raise 5 kids without any assistance, so she was very tough. She had to
survival.
Yeah, she had to yell, she had to scream because she thought that was the way to get the point across. And so when you don't understand, there are other ways and there are other practices that are. And do people that are financially astute, do they worry about the things we worry about? And you said they have access to things that we don't.
That we don't.
And maybe sometimes we have access to things, but we're not told that we do because we don't ask for it.
And so we'll never know or have the courage to plunge there.
Right, and also if you're misdirected, they say, well, you can have it, but it's always going to take so long to get it.
Yes.
Or it's very expensive.
Yes.
But not knowing is very expensive also.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Let me ask you this.
Please.
Because I do recognize, whether you're in London or New York, we had to go through that migration. So we all came from Caribbean or Africa to London or New York. Okay. And as you shared with us, thank you, you had an experience with your single mother. How do you think you can or we can change the next generation with that information of knowledge to try and break that cycle?
Well, I think first of all, you have to gain the attention and the respect of the younger generation. You can gain their attention, but gaining their respect is quite difficult now because of social media and all of the distractions that are, and when the word distraction is a strange word. Because traction means you're gaining ground and dis means not. So, if they can distract you long enough, you never know what's really important. And you're being entertained to the degree where you're distracted, where you age out of help in some ways. You could leave your parents' house, but to answer your question, I think to gain their respect and it has to start extremely early.
Right. So mental health education needs to start early.
Yes, pre-K, kindergarten, and then like you said, look for the warning signs. Teachers are teaching, academics, but do they understand what mental health deficiencies look like? Is what's lacking on a nutritional level? Is the school feeding the children the right type of diet? Because diet is also environment and there's also food. Yes. Most people think that diet simply means what you put in your mouth, but it's what you put in your mind. It's what you're exposed to. And so some people have the advantage of having a beautiful diet of fresh air, great accommodations, vacations.
That's the health inequalities
that's the health
we were talking about.
Yes, so you don't, and when you are raised to believe that this is what, at least I'm not like that person, or this is the best we can get, then you begin to believe in your mind that no one cares. This is as high as it goes for me. And you've already locked in you're locked in your mind.
That's why you said to start early. I get that. I do get that.
Right.
So making time for Black mental health events, we started 5 years ago. What we are known for, we do very well, is education.
Okay.
So when we run events, they're online or in person, and we stick to what we do well. We always have a panel of Black therapists, and delegates can ask questions if they're brave at the event in person, or they can submit questions in advance.
Yes.
Is that something, do you think, Bklyn or New York would benefit from?
Absolutely, and I mean that's an anonymous and a resounding yes, 1,000,000%, because the effects of crime, the effects of poverty, the effects of social inequality, financial inequality. I mean, it all ties in together.
Yes, it does.
And so when you have people moving into your borough, let's take Brooklyn. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yes.
It is gentrified beyond comprehension.
Yes.
This neighborhood in and of itself it's all been erased from what it was when I was 25 years old. And I'm born in 1969. I'm not ashamed of my age. So what I'm seeing happening here is that Black people are being displaced in their own communities.
They're like being erased slowly and slowly.
And people are moving in and look at you as a second-class citizen in an area that you were in your whole life, and they're coming and trying to tell you about your own neighborhood. Because
I don't mean to laugh, but I can picture it. You've lived here, they've arrived, they're looking at you, you're second class. I've been here before, but not seeing what gentrification really means.
Right. And someone doesn't tell you, you sound extremely educated. Of course, you'll know that they don't tell you to leave, but they'll price you out, so you have to leave.
Got you.
If you're not being paid a salary that's competitive to pay what you need to pay to live where you want to live, that's a silent disruption. So you eventually you're gonna have to cave in and move on. So then that means your children won't get the benefit of a great education.
Yes.
The school system is not great in certain areas. They know that. I work in education, so I've gone to schools, I've mentored children in socioeconomically challenged communities, and it's a stark difference than going to Park Avenue or going to even parts of Brooklyn that have a lot of money.
Got you.
The children in those areas actually have a desire to learn.
Sure.
And they feel more confident, they feel more grounded in themselves, as opposed to kids in the other neighborhoods who don't know how to love themselves correctly.
I understand that.
And what can the parents do about that?
I
is the question.
understand that. And where's your family from originally?
Again, my mother's side is Caribbean. My father's side is American.
What part in the Caribbean?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Oh. And what part of Brooklyn originally?
I'm from Crown Heights.
Crown Heights.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I mean, and listen, it was a beautiful place. Still is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Brooklyn is still beautiful.
Yeah.
But I just see the divide happening, and it's happening rapidly. And with the financial challenges that people face every single day, as you talk about mental health, when you can't pay your bills and you can't feed your children, when a trip to the doctor beyond getting a Medicaid card, you can't afford to get the top quality care, which means if you're sick, where do you go?
Where do you go?
So it's difficult.
Yeah.
So that's
Thank you so much. If you share your social media and your name, so we can tag you in.
All right. Well, my name is Rob D. Walker. I am a published author with Scholastic Books. So Rob D. Walker Books. If you Google that, I have 2 books. Once Upon a Cloud and Mama Says, a book of love for mothers and sons. I also have social media, Mindful Rob Walker, and on TikTok I am Mr. Mindful, or you can look for Mr. Mindful World also on Instagram. So I'm published author, 2-time published author. I'm an artist, fine artist. I'm a mentor, but more importantly, I'm a man of God. I'm an ordained minister, and so I love Jesus Christ, and that is the foundation for all of my work. And I hope we get to a place eventually soon that we understand the power of what you're talking about. It is so needed.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping and talking to me.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That's my wife.
Oh, nice. Thank you.